Hi guys, I am doing a video of my UH-1H collective. I will do my best to keep it in frame. I'm not a videographer, so if I go out of frame a little bit, be gentle with me in the comments. So I've worked, first I did a design that I found on Thingiverse, and there was some things with it that I just wasn't happy with, and so I wanted to go ahead and design my own. And this is what I ended up with. It's a UH-1H collective. It has 35 degrees of pitch in it. I have 140 degrees of throttle. All of the buttons function. Let's see. Landing lights, search lights, governor, my homemade hat switch. They wanted $35 for a hat switch. I thought that's crazy. So for 15 cents, I made one. The stop release button here for the idle, it doesn't serve a function in DCS, so I actually have this hooked up to the zoom. The VR zoom, I do VR, so that's my VR zoom button. On the bottom side of it is, of course, the starter switch. And in the front of the bottom of the base, it's hooked up via mini USB. I went with the USB, the mini USB, because those cables are so inexpensive, and you can get so many lengths. You can get from 2 feet to 12 feet. So depending on how far a unit is away from your computer, you're not going to have any problem finding a cable for it that doesn't cost an arm and a leg. Let's see. What's next? The balance system. Now this is something I'm proud of. I thought this up. One of the problems that I had seen that I had with the original one that I did that I made off of Thingiverse was that that it had a brake, and all it had was a brake. And I've seen brakes. I've seen hydraulic cylinders on them, which are really cost prohibitive. These units are running from like $800 to $1,200, and I thought that was crazy. That it shouldn't be that much for a collective. I thought, well, why is it so expensive? I think part of the reason is that there's only a couple people making them, and they've gone a little crazy on the price on them. So this one right here, I designed a balance system for it that doesn't utilize those expensive hydraulic cylinders, but at the same time doesn't have the stickiness that the brake provides or would cause. I don't know if you're familiar with the Warthog joystick, how it would stick. Stickation they called it, and we had to lubricate it, take it apart and lubricate it, and take out a bushing and put in an O-ring. So I didn't want that stickiness here. I saw a video of another collective that was done recently, and one of the things that I saw with the brake was that it was very sticky, that it didn't have the fluidity. That's a good word. I'll use that. Fluidity. It didn't have the fluid motion that the hydraulic units had. So I wanted something with that fluid motion, but at the same time, it didn't cost an arm and a leg. And this is what I came up with. It's a very, very smooth motion. When you release it, you let go of it, it stays where it's at. The only thing that I've got with it, the reason I did put a brake on it, is that when you go in the full down position here, it has a tendency to want to rise up just a little bit. So I can dial in that brake. Right now, as you'll notice, the brake head wasn't engaged at all. So now I'm just going to engage the brake very lightly. Barely touch it. Push it down, bounce up a little bit. Hardly any brake. There. So now we're staying where we're supposed to be. And it's effortless. It's effortless to move it. It almost floats in your hand, which is really what you want. I don't know if you've flown with the collective or if you've flown the helicopter. If you're watching this, and you probably have, but you're constantly moving that collective. It's constantly going up and down to maintain altitude, especially if you're doing in close-in flight or doing some landings where you're in a tight area on a ship or in formation with some other helicopters. So it's really, really well balanced. It doesn't stick at all. It just to move it is so easy, and you can get that small motion. So this is my collective. I have it displayed, and I have some pictures and imager. I have a thread going in the UH1H Huey forum on DCS. Of course, you can't, just buy one of anything. So I end up having to buy enough material to do 3 of these. So I'm going to do 3 of them. If there's people that are interested in it after I get done with the first 3, then I will probably make some more. I have a regular 40-hour-a-week job, so I don't need to do this for the money, but I do hate the fact that we're having to spend $800 to $1,000 to $1,200 for a collective when really this thing here, I haven't done all the price stuff on it, but I think I'm right about $275, $250 to $275. I got to figure out what all my cost was on everything and the amount of time I put in it. But if you are interested in it, give me a holler, drop me a private message, and I will talk to you guys later. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.